Ekta Radharia from the Department of Pharmacology, LG Institute of Pharmacy, Andhra. Welcome back to our YouTube channel Pharma Ignite. Pharma Ignite is an official YouTube channel of LG Institute of Pharmacy where you can get a series of e-learning sessions for your B.Pharm course curriculum. So let's begin with the patient counseling. Welcome to the part 2 of patient counseling. In part 1, I have discussed about the needs and outcome of patient counseling, what are the different functions and what are the verbal and non-verbal communication skills which are required for any effective patient counseling. So in this part 2 of patient counseling, I would be discussing about what are the contents of counseling, like how to open the session, what are the implications of this session, and how to close this session from the patient end, as well as how to get the implicits from the patient and pharmacist end, and a bit on what are the good qualities of any counselor. And then the next is medication adherence and patient counseling. So let's begin with the session. Now the most important part is steps during the patient counseling. So there are many steps, so let us discuss one by one. So first is preparing the session. So the successful counseling session, it depends upon the knowledge and the skill of counselors possesses. The pharmacist should know as much as possible from their end about the patient's detail or the treatment details. In the hospital pharmacy, these details can be collected from the patient's notes itself from the hospital. Now, in the community pharmacy, it could be from the prescription or it could be from the last filled prescription. Now, the another issue is mental and physical state. Sometimes what happens, the patient, they are in a hurry to go home. So in such situation, the pharmacist may modify this patient counseling session and it could be carried out later on. Next is opening the session. So this is the first phase of counseling which is used for the information gathering from the patient. So first of all, the pharmacist need to introduce himself or herself to patient, and the pharmacist should be able to find out the aim or the purpose of counseling or session in a very clear manner. For example, hello Ms. Prachi, my name is Ekta Radharia and I'm a pharmacist. I just want to discuss something about your medications. So do you have some time or few minutes to spend with me? So this could be an opening session. Next, after gathering the information from the patient, the pharmacist tries to focus on the other treatment or alternatives which can be used by the patient, for example Ayurvedic treatment or any other home remedies. Like it could include, what did your doctor tell you? What do you know about your disease? Can you tell me the symptoms what you are experiencing? So this allows the pharmacist to assess the understanding of patient regarding their medication, and it helps to increase the effective counseling. Now next is counseling content. It is the heart of patient counseling. Like what are the details which are to be required, and what are the steps which are to be explained, and what are the important or required steps which are to be explained to patient for their medication and treatment options. So topics commonly covered includes name and the strength of medication, reasons why it is being prescribed, how to take medication, expected duration of treatment, expected outcomes of the treatment, possible adverse effects, possible medication or dietary interactions, what to do if I miss a dose, advice on correct storage, and such questions. Because the time constraint is always priority, so try to focus on these questions as to gather more and more information from patient end. In some situation, it is not important not to jump directly towards the conclusions about why a particular drug was prescribed. Now next point is getting started, like how to initiate the session. It could be new for the students, those who are pursuing their graduate studies in clinical pharmacy. So when they are new, try to start with a limited area. For example, they can start with one area which is antibiotics. and as soon as they get or collect some skills more on this, then the pharmacist can move on from one area to another. They can switch over. Then the next important point is counseling aids or medication counseling tips. So first and foremost is establish such a relation in which the patient tries to show interest. Then you can verify the name of patient in prescriber's name. Why the patient is being prescribed with this medication, the use of medication, expected benefits and their mechanism of action. Open the container of medication and try to show the patient how does it look like, or you can demonstrate them. How to take the medication, when to take and how long to take the medication, what to do if I miss a dose, any special precautions to be taken, food or any alcoholic beverages which are to be avoided during the course of this medication, how the patient will know about whether the medication is working, how to store the medication, if the prescription can be refilled or so, and when. Verify the patient's knowledge and understanding by scoring the questionnaires on the basis of different factors. Ask the patients if they do have any questions, and lastly document the interaction. Now next is qualities of a good counselor. So the first is be a good listener. The counseling is an interactive process, so the pharmacist must listen attentively and accurately to the patient as well as observe both verbal and non-verbal behavior. This will give a prompt to pharmacy to assess the opportunity to patient's knowledge about their disease and medication. Then the next is be flexible. The pharmacist should be relaxed and confident about the information which himself or herself providing to the patient, and try to avoid the tailored information which individual patient may need or faces any difficulty for their capabilities. Then the next is be empathetic. The pharmacist should try to understand the patient's personal sufferings too. Then the next is be non-judgmental. The pharmacist should not judge the behavior of patient on the basis of their illness or a group of class belongs to them. Next is be tolerant. During the course of this whole counseling process, the patient may get agitated, unreasonably or hostile. So the pharmacist should acknowledge the patient's feeling and be tolerant to them. So the pharmacist should try to acquire the knowledge of their feelings and be tolerant. Next is communicate confidently. Now next is patient counseling and medication adherence. Medication adherence, it is the term which is used to describe an individual's medical taking, adaptability or behavior which coincides with the medication advice. Sometimes if patients are not able to adhere to the prescribed medication regimen by the doctor, then these are some points which could be interlinked for their consequences. For example, it could be due to the failure of treatment, decreased quality of life, increased medical and non-medical expenditure, or increased chances of hospitalization or adverse reactions. Patient counseling aims to enhance patients' understanding of their illness and treatment so that they can make informed decisions about the medication use priorly, the patient-pharmacist relationship. So this was all about the patient counseling. Thank you for watching this video, and please make sure that you subscribe our YouTube channel Pharma Ignite for more updates. Stay tuned. Till then, bye.